Picture the scene in a cold tenement house. Kids dying from diseases we haven't figured out. No real jobs about, just odd jobs on the dock. Shifting heavy bags of sand, timber or cold blocks. Meet a boss in the pub, have a pint before work 3 or 4 times a day. And lifted we sweat blood. Some travelled to England to do the same there. Ended up homeless cause B&Bs went prepared to accept paddy. Although it wasn't fair, we broke our backs building England just for the boat fare to return home where times had hardened. Lucky to get their dinner cause loads were left starving. Kids with bush shoes and no socks on their feet. Some had neither and still played on the street. Makes me wonder how we made it this far, and makes me realise how lucky we are.
Well, when we lived in tenement house, it seemed alright because that's all we were used to. If there was 10 rooms in our house, there could be 10 families living in the house. My mother was lighting the oil lamps one night and the floor caved in under. You'd only get maybe 1 or 2 days work a week if you were lucky.
Looking back over the years, it was a day of darkness when heroin first started flooding on the market. Abusers were unaware, plenty people OD'd, while all of the dealers was raking up the proceeds. Many emigrated cause they couldn't get work. The government started building estates on the outskirts. The country was spending well more than it was worth. Rave was the craze, the decade of ecstasy is birth. Young fellas were out robbing cars for the sport. A lot of tension with the struggle going on in the north. Catholics were shocked and in the ray of disbelief when the stories came about the children being raped by all the priests. Politicians crooked, obstructing justice, not to be trusted. When every single one of the bastards has been corrupted. History's repeating with the way that things have gone lately. I'm speaking for the babies that were born in the 80s.
Most of us have memories of sunny days at a playground when we didn't have a care in the world. But when a child is the victim of sexual abuse, those days become dark. That innocence is stolen, and those happy childhood memories are never formed.
I don't have to elaborate, the shit is self-explanatory. They say not to worry, we're looking for ways to kill us from a laboratory. There's kids out making the Scarface mad money, resulting in jail, car chases or the cemetery. I watch the spirit of a broken down community which once stood in solidarity and unity. We're not the ones in control, so where do we get the blame? You're the ones fucking it up, and what now? We have to pay, try and keep up the speed. There's not enough for real people in need. The government accumulate their own greed. Slowly the country was bled dry for every cent that was worth. They're out buying yachts and we're in the dirt. Now the predicament is we're forced to sell drugs. We don't all have education on paper to help us. How many times do we say it before you cop it? Get it? People before profit.
The Irish housing bubble has burst and the so-called Celtic Tiger economy has been devastated. Unemployment is rising and day after day the economic forecasts get gloomier and gloomier.
We want the rich to be taxed. I want the normal people who have worked and made these people rich to get a fair crack at the whip.